Welcome to another episode of the I Am Tim Evans Show. I'm your host, Tim Evans, and this is where motivation meets momentum. And hey man, we talking about something that's gonna challenge you a little bit today, right? And it's meant to. So I need you to just stick with me and ride with me on this. And we talking about why losing fat is easy, but changing your identity is hard. Now, I already know some people are hearing this and they like, yo, easy. Man, I've been trying to lose fat for years and it ain't working for me or it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I need you to stay with me. This is what I'm saying. The mechanics of fat loss are very, very simple, right? But the mentality that comes with it, the mentality that creates the lasting change, that's where the real work is. And again, like I said, it's mindset. It's mindset for everything that we do. So if it's losing weight, if it's putting on muscle, whatever it is in life, it's gonna be mindset. When it comes to the gym, it's still gonna be mindset. And I want to dive deeper into this, so I need y'all to lock in with me and rock with me on this because I'm really thinking I'm gonna help some people out with this one and help transform who they are and how they are and what they're trying to do. Right. So let's get the science out of the way real quick. Losing fat is a matter of burning more calories than you consume, right? That's it. That's called a calorie deficit. Just moving more, eating smarter, and that's how you lose the fat. You know what I'm saying? The steps are simple. You clean up your nutrition, you move more consistently, you drink more water, you sleep, and then you repeat. That's it. That's all you need. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stop making it harder than it has to be. Clean up the nutrition, move consistently, drink more water, get more sleep, and then repeat. You know what I mean? That's it. But let me ask you this. If it's so simple, why do so many people struggle with it? Why do so many of us, start but not finish it? You know what I'm saying? It's because it's not necessarily the food issue. It's not a time issue, but it's more of an identity issue. It's who you resonate with as far as yourself goes, right? Like how do you view yourself? How do you look at yourself? What do you think about yourself? Again, the body can't go where the mind won't take it, right? So your body's going to always follow the beliefs that you have about yourself and that you hold about yourself. It's like the saying goes, man, whatever you believe about yourself is true. Whether you believe that you can or cannot do something, that is the truth. So what we're going to do here, man, who are you really? That's the question. Who are you really? We're going to break this down real quick for you. You can lose weight, you can clean up your eating, you can start working out 3 to 4 times a week, right? That's simple enough. But if you still believe that you're lazy, if you still have this identity that you're someone who always gains the weight back, if you have this identity where you think that you're just the big girl or the slow one, or I hate a working out person, if you're that type of person who's like, I hate working out, I mean, don't get me wrong, I hear this shit all the time every day. I hear this. I'm just a big person. I'm a big girl. I'm a big guy. I'm too slow, or I hate working out. I'm not a gym person. Man, if you saying that about yourself, then that's gonna be true. That's what your subconscious mind is gonna allow you to see and allow you to be. That's the old identity of you that keeps dragging you back no matter how much you try to change it, no matter how much progress you make. If you still deep down inside believe this about yourself, then that's what's gonna show up in your habits. And that's why you could drop the 15 pounds but still feel unhappy or don't believe that you really did it. That's why you sabotage the things that are going good. Like you'll be doing great and you'll kind of sabotage it just because of the identity that you hold about yourself and how you view and feel about yourself. So if you don't change who you believe that you are, then you're going to always return to who you were. That's in any aspect of life, not just in the gym, but whatever you believe about yourself is going to show up. You got to know that. That is the truth. But we're going to talk about what I like to call the identity loop, right? And this here's how it usually works, right? You act out of habit. You eat the same, you move the same, you think the same. And those actions they create the results. So it's gonna be you gaining weight, you low on the energy, your sleep is bad, and then those results will reinforce that identity. So you say, see, I knew I couldn't stick with it, right? I knew I couldn't lose the weight. I actually gained weight. My sleep isn't better. We got to learn how to flip that, and that's what we're gonna talk about. That's what I'm gonna tell you how to do. I'm gonna tell you how to flip it. If you want the different results, you need to have different actions. You need to have a different mindset. But those actions and that mindset is gonna come from a different identity, right? So you got to view yourself a little bit different You got to have it in your mind before it manifests into the physical. So you got to start saying things because words have power, right? So you got to start saying things like, I am somebody who takes care of my body. I am the type of person that moves every day. I fuel myself up like somebody who loves themselves. These may be things that you got to write down, but I'm telling you, you got to speak it before you see it. You got to visualize it before you see it in the physical with anything in life, any goals that you have. But when it comes to this, again, we talking fitness, you got to believe it. So whatever you got to do to believe it about yourself, you got to do that. Write it down time and time again. Put it on some sticky notes. Put it on the mirror so that you can see it. You got to see it. See, believe, achieve. I said that time and time again. I even wrote a book called See, Believe, Achieve, man. But listen, I'm going to give you 3 ways that I coached my clients through the identity change, right? What you said, what you say matter, right? Language first. What you say matters. Stop saying I'm trying to lose weight. Start saying I'm becoming the healthiest version of myself. You just got to reframe how you say things and how you see things and what you think about things. Stop saying, I always fall off, and start saying things like I show up even if I slip up, right? I don't even allow my clients to say, "Oh, this is hard." It's challenging. It ain't hard. We're gonna get it done. It's a little challenging, but we still gonna get it done. You get what I'm saying? Languaging is language is programming. Whatever we say, we're gonna believe. If you want to upgrade your reality, if you want to upgrade your identity, then you have to upgrade your vocabulary. You have to upgrade how you speak to yourself, what you say to yourself. That is the most important thing. We'll watch how we speak to others, but won't watch how we speak to ourselves. Crazy. Crazy. Look, now we got to understand that it's repetition over perfection. Stop trying to chase perfection. Identity shifts don't happen in those big dramatic moments. They happen in small increments, consistent reps. It's the compound effect, the small things that we do daily that adds up over time that leads to the big, big win. So every time you drink water instead of soda, every time you prep your meals instead of just trying to wing it, when you show up on the days that you don't feel like it, all these things add up. All of these things reinforce that identity of someone who's committed, not perfect, but committed and consistent, because consistency breeds results. We're not worried about being perfect. We're worried about being consistent. And then we're going to go back to what I said before, talking about visualizing. You got to visualize it. You got to visualize who you're becoming. So I need you to take 3 minutes every day to just see yourself already there. See yourself how you want to be. As I've said before, we often talk about the next level, but what does that look like? What does the next level of you look like? So you got to visualize that, not just the body, but how do you feel? How do you talk? How do you walk? How do you see yourself walking into the gym, walking into rooms with confidence? How do you see yourself ordering food when you got that body that you want? You got to see yourself in the mirror proud and look at it. See yourself more disciplined. Visualization isn't wishful thinking. It's like mental reps. You know, continuously seeing yourself like that over and over and over again, then you're gonna show up that way. You know? So yes, losing fat, very simple. Scientifically proven. It's very simple. But it's the identity. If it was just about the food and the workouts, then we'd all have 6 packs, man. The real transformation doesn't happen in the gym, it happens in your mind. Again, the body can't go where the mind won't take it. I may have to make that a series. You know, when you start thinking like the person that you're trying to become, then you're going to become that person faster. That's it. That's the key. How do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Think like that, move like that. You got to believe it before you can achieve it. And you got to see it before you can believe it. So visualize it, then believe it, then go get it. You got to rewrite your own identity, man, and the results are going to stick as soon as you do that. As soon as you do that. So listen, if this episode right here, if this conversation struck something, if it hit you, share it with somebody that you love. Share it with somebody that's feeling how you feeling, because odds are they've been battling with their body while ignoring their beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Screenshot it. Share it with me. Let me know that you see this. At I am Tim Evans on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, everywhere, man. And if you're ready to stop just dieting and you're ready to start redefining who you are, lock in with me at the Fit Academy. Tap in with me, because it's not just about weight loss. It's about the identity gain. It's about who we become in the process. And that's what I'm starting to realize more and more too. It's not necessarily about just going to the gym, but about who you become in the process. It's not about what you want, but who you become when you start to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? Change your thoughts, you're going to change your actions. Change your identity, you're going to change your life. Your body can't go where your mind won't take it, man. Peace and love. Until next time, I'm gone.